wrong with y'all? Normally there's a specific thing, an event, whether it's a real in-person event or an event that happened on social media and people's responses to it, a book, a review, a something that I come on here and talk about. But today, that is not the case because there's too many to keep up with. Now, maybe a Jessica of 2020, of 2021 would have the bandwidth to keep up with things, but I am not that same person. And also, there's just varying levels of foolery and going on. And so I really just have a general question of what is wrong with y'all. Now, obviously, this is just y'all. This doesn't mean you specifically. I do have to clarify that because people be like, it's not me. But collectively, excluding myself, of course, I see so much foolery on the internet in bookish spaces where sometimes I'm like, you know what? I've already seen enough today. I'm not even going to investigate what that even means. Whether it's an author or a reviewer or a business, it could be about a review and an author popping in about that, or a person tagging an author in a review. Some of these same things that we've been talking about for years. Or obviously, as I and other people on the internet have made a lot of videos about this year, the events have been going wackadoodle as well. The different bookish conventions and fantasy balls that's really fallen on the coordinators of those events who apparently don't know what they're doing or trying to scam people out of money. I don't know. But every day I get on threads, I swear to God, it's something. This person said a something, weirdos acting weird in Facebook groups. Like some things you're like, okay, well, what did you expect? The Facebook group is like readers for Trump or something. Like there's going to be foolery all around. Or an author saying something and now people are like, oh, this author is nasty and blah, 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 blah. But you know, of course, it's just like Twitter. There's a lot of subtweeting, I don't know what you call it. There's also events that people really do like, and then the events can't do enough, like Black Romance Book Festival, were right before their tickets were going on sale and people found out the price for the weekend. I think it was something maybe $200. People were mad and saying like, why is this price so high? But then the tickets go on sale, they sell out really quickly. Then people are mad that the tickets are sold out. So obviously, I don't know if these people overlap, but it's like, no one is ever happy anymore. What is it? You want the tickets to be cheaper, they sell out, you're mad, you want them to have more tickets, but then if you went to the event, if they had more tickets, then you'd be mad because the lines are probably longer. There's gonna be a ton of people. You're not gonna get to see every author that you wanna see. It's like no one can win anymore. And I think it's just a symptom of this larger issue we have, because I know it's not just the bookish space, but that's the one I'm in, so that's what I'm speaking about. But like someone that I watched their content, Khadijah, I made a video a few weeks ago, was it a couple months ago, talking about leaving the internet because it's become so negative. And obviously the internet has been the internet for a while, but like it gets worse daily. It seems that everyone is approaching everything in bad faith, ready to make an argument, ready to find fault in something. The same thing happened with BookCon coming back. BookCon was a huge bookish convention that happened in New York City. And 2020, they didn't do it obviously because of the emergence of COVID. And then they said, we're not coming back. So 2026 is the first year that they're coming back. So they've been announcing it on socials for a while. Then they finally released their pricing, which I will say, the pricing outside of the regular tickets was a bit wild. The VIP, I think there were two different ones. One was like 400 something, one was like 900 something. But guess what? Those tickets also sold out. And then people were mad, and people started saying, because it's in the Javits Center, which is a massive space that also hosts the New York Comic-Con, and saying they should add more tickets, they have more space, but it's gonna be the same thing. They add more tickets to it, then it's just gonna be when it happens in April that people are gonna be bitching that there was too many people. They didn't get enough arcs, they didn't get to see their authors, all of these things. And just the nonsense that you see on social media. And not everything that is brought up is necessarily nonsense or something petty. Sometimes it is people calling out something that's harmful, and that's correct. That, you know, if someone is putting out something harmful, whatever, a misrepresentation of a person or something, those things should be called out and addressed and be fixed. But so much of these things I'm feeling like are not those things. Like, those things do happen, but the more often than not what I'm seeing, and why it doesn't feel necessary to come out and make a video about it every time, is because it just feels so dumb. It's like, do you not have anything else to do but get on the internet and complain about something like this? There's a book will come out, like a special limited edition of a really nice, not like, ooh, a Target edition, a fairy loot, like very small niche companies that make small limited runs of really well crafted books that are very expensive because of how much goes into the production of it. And then obviously they're only gonna have a limited number, and then people are posting about that. I'm like, I can't believe people buy books for this amount of money. And it's like, if you're not a collector, don't worry about it. It's not your money. No one's asking you to pay that. And then just every single thing. Oh, I can't believe these authors are doing a Kickstarter. Why are they doing that? And then what? Now, there is foolishness that comes across my screen that sometimes it feels necessary to make an entire video and dedicate it to. And then sometimes it's like, no, I can't be bothered. But I just wish I knew. And I'm certain that years from now, there's going to be studies, books, documentaries, I hope, explaining this phenomena, which I think is like post-lockdown COVID. I don't know what they're going to call it, because people have been people for years, right? I worked in customer service almost entirely in varying things from insurance to waiting tables, bartending, weddings, whatever. So there's always been Karens. There's always been people who you cannot make happy. But this post, like, obviously I came back to the States in 2022. Interacting with people in public spaces, and I'm mostly speaking for the United States because that's where I've been since 2022, unfortunately. Interacting with people in certain spaces, coffee shop, restaurant, whatever business, phone calls, whatever, has been such a drastic shift in what I remember in 2019 when I was here before. There's obviously conversations online. I have made a video about one of them where people were like, cashiers, people in customer service positions don't owe you a hello, a how are you, because they are working in these companies and they're underpaid and they don't need to do emotional labor. Which I do agree that mostly everyone in the customer service faction of work is underpaid, but most people know that hi, how are you is not a unload on me, trauma dump on me. It's like, I'm fine, thank you, how are you? Like, literally, that's all it is. And like, there's something to be said about working for these, you know, capitalist institutions that just subject people to terrible working conditions, and I get it, but also like, I don't know. Why is it so hard for us to be kind to each other? Like, we're in this together, you, me, you broke, me broke, but I'm still here getting myself a little sweet treat because we're on a spinning rock and I need to do something, and you don't have to just stare at me. Also, the Gen Z stare has been another thing that people have been talking about. You don't have to just stare at me. I'm sorry. I know I've been in your job before. I know it sucks, but I am not that last person who just left. I am not that old man who just cursed you out. I'm just like, hi, hello, I want to order a latte and maybe a bagel. You know, it's just, I think a part of it is that capitalism, especially in America, has worked so well, you know, the individualism. And it is just like, I don't know if the lockdown just like made it reach a boiling point where people just are like, okay, whatever, now fuck everybody else. And I'm not some extroverted, want to chat to everybody kind of person. I generally, inside my mind, I'm always like, ugh, back up, get away from me. But I just don't understand. And I feel those things in-person interactions, on the phone, and you see it on the internet. Where it used to be, oh, well, Twitter just got really bad. And Instagram. Now even on TikTok, you open up something and the comments are just like terrible. And I does it, I don't know the answer, but it definitely is a reason, or at least, yeah, a singular reason why maybe some people that you enjoy watching across all different kind of niches maybe don't post as much, or maybe start posting at all, because it becomes so much, especially if it's like directly in your comment section, or you're getting tagged in something, or maybe they just don't want to post something in fear of what people might say, because you have to be so careful. You say something wrong, it's not as easy as like, oh, I'm so sorry, and I'll correct that for next time. Then it's, you know, they're like, we're gonna fillet you here on the internet, put you up, burn a scarlet letter into your forehead. You are never to be forgiven. You fucked up, and that means you're a terrible person, and you hate this and you hate that, and you're this whatever ist and isms, and then add in therapy speak, and that is the world of the internet today. And it's just really sad to see. So yeah, if you've experienced that, like, you know, being on Threads or Instagram and seeing that, then you get it. It's just like every day where I'm like, I'm not even gonna scroll. And see, I was so general that this could apply to so many things. It's just always something. It's always somebody doing something that is just like, really, right now, we don't need that. Oh, don't you worry. I have a few examples of recent shenanigans, and this is just a random sampling that I had in my screenshots. Katie Roberts shared, this week I learned that some readers are hiding air tags in the fan mail they send to authors' P.O. boxes in an attempt to find out where they live. Air tags? Okay. Y'all have fucking lost it. Another random sampling of foolishness. Readers harassing an author over a scene to the point where the author was hospitalized. Readers harass an author over her birthday because she issued a refund on book pre-orders she can no longer fulfill. And an author harassed book event organizers because they don't write the genre the book event centers. So like... So everyone needs to get a grip. Then we have this delusional bird. Fantasy romance often dives into themes of overthrowing oppressive governments, fighting for freedom, protecting those who can't protect themselves. Believe it or not, those are things conservatives actually value. Conservatives in this space have been silenced so much that most of us just assume every author is not one. But there are more here than any of us realize. Yeah, unfortunately. A lot of my fellow conservative authors remain quiet, and I pray that they would someday feel comfortable to be themselves in this space, because the book community thrives on diversity of thought, and all should feel welcome. Until then, I'll be here in the open being me. Thanks. Thank you for identifying yourself. Again, some sentiments about these bookish convention. Like I said, there's only so much they can do when thousands of people are trying to get a limited number of tickets at the same time. They do a ticket lottery, you hate that. They do first come, first serve, you hate that. They have a cart hold, you hate that. They don't have a cart hold, you hate that. I'm not saying you can't complain, but obviously some realistic expectation for these sales might save you some feelings. And I think this applies both to Black Romance Book Festival and to BookCon. Seriously, the online book community isn't fucking fun anymore. Too many of you are judgmental on a weird moral high horse, and quite frankly, vicious bullies. And you know what? Correct. And lastly, Amanda Seales. She published a book, and she's trying to make book stops around the country. Reached out to a Black-owned bookstore in San Francisco, but because they wanted like either to be paid or a percentage of her sales, and she said no, so she made a video on Instagram about it. And I just think that's crazy, because independent bookstores in general have a hard time being, making profit, but especially a Black owned one, and you don't want to give them anything. Foolishness. And I'm tired, but I won't. Yeah, that was it. That was really just it. Like, what the fuck is going on? I don't know. So if you know, if you have a theory, if you are, oh my God, is anybody here like doing their PhD or like working on their dissertation about this or something? Or is it too short? We haven't had enough time to like study and figure out what's going on. I need to know what this is. I need to know what caused it. Like, did the people who get COVID, or did people who not got COVID, was there like a brain amoeba that changed everybody to an asshole? Like, I am not your enemy, right? them big people up there with all that money are your enemy. We need one another. Well, this is why, at least in America, but actually worldwide, because it keeps happening in so many countries, why things like this are happening. Capitalism divides. Anyway, let's lift up the spirits at the end of this video and tell me what's the latest 5-star read you've had, because I haven't had one of those in a while. So can you tell me, please? Thank you so much. Stay blessed, hydrated, moisturized, and sunscreen, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.